What's happening, guys? Back at you with another video. So we got a trailer for the upcoming documentary based on Christopher Reeve called Super Slash Man, the Christopher Reeve Story. So we're going to check out this trailer, see what this documentary will, basically be about. So let's go and check it out.
Everybody's looking for a hero.
Yeah, that iconic theme, man.
I am not a hero. That was a part. I played the part. I'm not that man.
Hands down, he was Superman from day one.
I realized that if I could pull off this part, it would change my life.
John Houseman said, Mr. Reeve, it is very important you become a serious classical actor. Unless, of course, they offer you a load of money to do something else.
He convinced me when I first met him that he would fly.
Doing things with my dad. It was all about activity and action. Riding bikes, playing soccer,
son.
skiing.
My dad was very competitive, and he didn't necessarily slow down.
We said goodbye, and he gave this wave. That was the last time I saw him on his feet.
Mr. Reeve currently has no movement or spontaneous respiration.
Superman, crazy. Just that simple little thing over the horse.
I'd ruined my life
Tragic,
and
man.
everybody else's. I won't be able to ski, sail, throw a ball to Will. Won't be able to make love to Dana. Maybe we should let me go.
She came flying in, and she just yelled, "I love you. I love you."
And then she said the words that saved my life. You're still you, and I love you.
He and Robin were such good friends because they could match each other.
Looks like they might
Robin
have
also
some
had
other celebrities.
struggles that he dealt with his
in
whole
here.
life, and I think that
Robin
they
Williams.
both were aware of darkness.
Brother Chris is fighting like crazy. When you find people who fight like that but still keep their humanity, that gives you great hope.
That is tough because I can feel him, but he can't feel me.
It must have been hell for my mom, too, knowing what she had lost.
I felt I needed to do something not just for myself, but for everyone else in the same condition.
The fact that Superman was in a wheelchair and was willing to go public with it was huge.
Help is on the way.
Sad seeing both of them together like that. Robin Williams and Christopher Reeve.
The Christopher and Dana Reeve Paralysis Act.
People are literally walking because of him.
What is a hero? My answer was that a hero is someone who commits a courageous action without considering the consequences. Now my definition is completely different. I think a hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles. I wouldn't have missed this for the world.
Man, that's some heavy stuff. That's hard hitting, man. That's hard hitting. Alright, so we have this documentary for the Christopher Reeve story, Super Slash Man as they're calling it. And it's honestly, this is definitely going to be one of those documentaries that's going to be hard hitting, heartfelt, being able to see what he meant to people, his family, friends, other celebrities out there. It looks like they're interviewing different celebrities, and we might get some of those interviews in the movie. Just seeing Robin Williams in this trailer and how they did have a friendship and all that. And just me personally, I love Robin Williams, one of my favorites. And it's one of those tragic stories. I've kind of basically, when the Superman movies came out, they were before my time. So really, basically, my whole life, the only way I've known of Christopher Reeve was when he had his tragic accident, the way he was living, basically paralyzed. That's basically how I've known him, basically most of my life. you know, hearing about his tragic accident that happened, and you know the way he was living, after that. So that's basically how I know of him, the majority of my life at least. And just about 2 or 3 years ago, I finally sat down and was able to watch, or you know, binge watch through all of his Superman movies basically for the first time. You know, I remember watching clips and parts here and there when I was younger, but I never fully watched all of his Superman movies until about 2 or 3 years ago. I watched them and, you know, binge watched through them, and I could see what people were saying, how to people, he is the definitive Superman. And I could see what people were talking about. To be honest, when I watch those movies, and when it comes to the Superman character, you know, Superman's one of my favorite superheroes. When it comes to the Superman character, what I envision as the character, how the character should be, how the character could be played. When I watched those Superman movies with the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, he embodied that character so well that I honestly do believe, and I agree with people, that he is the definitive Superman. That's how much he had made an impact just by watching those movies for the first time, you know, a couple years ago. That's how much of an impact that he made in the way I see the Superman character. And, you know, basically my favorite Superman was Henry Cavill. You know, I've seen Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill was the one Superman movies that I watched, or, you know, was experiencing with him. You know, I've watched many animated movies and animated cartoons of Superman being in there in animation form. But as far as watching the Christopher Reeve movies and seeing what people were talking about, how they are that's their Superman. You know, that a lot of people, you can ask a lot of people and say, who is your Superman? Who's your favorite Superman? Who's the person that embodies the character, or who would you say is the definitive Superman? And a lot of people will probably say Christopher Reeve. And after watching those movies, going through those movies and watching those movies, of course, some of them are not all great, you know. Not all of them, a couple of them are not great, but still, as far as the character of Superman and what I envision Superman and you know, who embodies the character, the way I see him, the way I feel he should be played, I honestly believe is Christopher Reeve is the definitive Superman for me. I would say he is the definitive Superman for me, and to be able to see that they're coming out with this documentary, this is definitely one I'm going to be checking out. So to be able to get this trailer, and honestly, it's hard hitting. I'm not going to lie, it's a little hard hitting and it's heartfelt and all that. To be able to see this trailer, see what we're going to be, you know, getting those glimpses of in the documentary, and just to be able to get the side of him, you know, his story of how he was. You know, even though that tragic accident happened to him, he still strived to do what he can, you know, start a foundation and just being able to just do what he can, even though he was constricted to, you know, just being in the chair or not being able to move around or do the things he wanted to do. But he still was going out there and still trying to strive to do the best he can and do what he can, even though he was dealing with all that. So it's a heartfelt story. It's a story that is it's a very inspired story. That's what I'll say. Very inspired story, to where it could cause inspiration. It just shows you how he was as a person. So it's definitely going to be hard hitting. Upon watching that documentary, I'm definitely going to be checking it out. You know, I know it's coming to theaters, or it's going to be in theaters for a couple of days. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to watch it in theaters, but they're saying it is going to be coming on Max. So once it hits Max, I'm definitely checking it out. So this is something I'm definitely going to be checking out and seeing how it is. So yeah, man, it's going to be definitely hard hitting when we check out that documentary. But yeah, that's the trailer for the new documentary of the Christopher Reeve story. So we'll see how it goes. We'll be checking it out. But let me know down in the comments below if you're excited for this newest documentary. You're going to be checking it out. What are your thoughts on it? But that's going to do all for this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe and turn notifications on so you know when I post another video. Hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you on the next one.